that's why we come to new awareness about the important, even in our ministry, higher education's ministry has adopted a new policy which encourage all higher education universities, whether state universities or private universities, about the importance of developing a partnership and cooperation with the global element. So that's why it is timely for us to assess for possible cooperation. And I'm sure ADRI and also Cecf have done a great job to bridge the connection. So not only national but global connections. Hopefully by doing new methods, hopefully there are many things we can do together. There are many things we can solve the problem, especially for the humanity, in terms of conflicts and also which make human suffering. So we need now to open new chapters of begin to collaborate, accepting and giving and taking, giving and receiving from others. We recognize each other, we complete each other, we enrich, empower each other. And this is our obligation. This is our responsibility as intellectual. Must be in the front to create a new environment, new situations, and otherwise the world become worsening and worsening. So what has been launched by our brothers, Professor Bashar, about the importance to make a better world, better environments, it needs new vision and new action, and we cannot do it alone. So that's why Cecf make a collaboration with the ADRI, and as we are very proud of the ADRI, because ADRI is very innovative in creating a new breakthrough, especially to upgrade and update the level of the quality of higher education in Indonesia. We cannot deny the fact that ADRI has played an important role in helping and assisting our government to fulfill the target and the goal of higher education, because now we cannot deny the fact that sometimes we are still very sad with the quality of our education, but recent years we are very optimistic that there are many progress, much progress already done, especially by ADRI. And ADRI in a short time has developed partnership and cooperation with many countries. So I think it is very strategic position and the role. And if we combine and we synergize with the institution of foreign country, especially Cecf as a civilization exchange, so I think it is maybe it is a blessing from God. So I'm sure from this preliminary cooperation, hopefully it will develop to the other bigger and bigger, stronger and stronger, and better and better. And I really hope that this partnership should be supported by all of us, especially lecturers, who have a strategic position to transmit the knowledge and the character to the young generation in the future. So I'm sure, the future leader should be equipped with the more complex knowledge and character. And I'm sure Cecf and ADRI will be able to carry the holy mission. Holy mission is very so that's why hopefully in the future more and more exchange of people, and then knowledge, and then also sharing, vice versa, from the United States, from the Europe to Indonesia, or on the contrary. hopefully more and more people will make mutual exchange of visit. And I'm sure ADRI now in the forefront and take a position and get responsibility, because I'm sure without new awareness, I'm sure we'll be lagging behind in terms of science and technology. But with the new breakthrough already done by ADRI and also Cecf, this is the strategic momentum for us to work together. And we try to eliminate some negative differences. Yeah, because so far we still consider differences as disaster, but we must change to differences is a blessing from God. Yeah, like all music instrument, if we can orchestra lead the many kind of orchestra, will become a better value of music, very sound music. So this is what we are expecting from this cooperation. I think that's my hope. Yeah, and I'm sure ADRI and Cecf in the future can give a much contribution to the academic, university, but at the last will give more contribution to the humanity, to the world. I think that's all my expectation in my speech, my opening speech. Thank you, Mr. Aulia. I will back to you.
Thank you very much, Kiai Abdul Wahid Maktub, for your introductory speech. And I forget to mention that he was the Indonesian ambassador for Qatar, and also former expert staff for Minister of Education and Research and Technology. And he is now a lecturer at the President University Indonesia. And I would like to give a chance to give introductory speech to Associate Professor Ahmad Fatoni Rodi as the President of ADRI. ADRI stands for Ahli dan Dosen Republik Indonesia, literally means expert and lecturer of Republic of Indonesia. And he is also director of Universitas Ma'arif Hashim Latif at Sidoarjo, Indonesia. So time is yours, Dr. Fatoni.
Okay. Suara saya bisa diterima lagi? Terima kasih. Oke.
Putus-putus suaranya ya.
Putus-putus ya. Oke, tanpa gambar.
Okay, go ahead.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Alhamdulillah, alhamdulillah. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. The participant and especially Professor Dr. Bashar, Yasir Arafat. It is very, very useful for me because we can meet each other from United States of America and to Indonesia. And again, the Ceyf. It is a very, very important meeting, I think, because around the world, it is the same problem now. The first problem is the recovery to economic recovery. And then the other is the recovery of lost learning or recovery of less learning. It is important for us, especially for the academic. But in Indonesia regulation now, a lot of extraordinary policy, different with the former ministry. Every activity in our campus, in the docent, student, it is recognized as a point credit, credit. So we have to make a variance collaboration, not only each university, but also each university to university, from Indonesia to United States. And fortunately, we have we have uh, property like this Zoom, etc., etc. We can more collaboration fastly. We can more collaboration with each other, with another countries from United States and from the other, although we have a system uh, very long, but in the other place we can other meeting, not without budget, by this time, by this meeting. Our meeting now from the far country, and then I can directly calling to the others, with a free budget. And Alhamdulillah, I have the numbers of the 28 person from 10 countries with 10 collaboration in our organization. It is especially for the university in Indonesia. What is the collaboration sector? The first is for the academic cycles academic. As you know, in Indonesia, it's called Tridharma Perguruan Tinggi. Academic cycles is the first uh, teaching, learning, education, and then the second is the research, and the third is the community service. And then all of these sectors, it is has to do by docents, because in our country we have of PKD, pesan kerja dosen. It is called in English is the job responsibility for the every docent. And then the activity of docent, not only teaching, not only uh, teaching and community service in our campus, but also for the other campus. And then our students can learning in the other campus, the other country, and then recognized by our ministry in credit point. So it is important for us if we collaboration with the United States, etc., etc., although we are not only offline, but also online. And then the sector, the cycles academics, it's also cycles of recovery of economy. So every country and every university have changed for the first as a research university, as a teaching university. We have changed with the economic development university. How to recover economy from the campus? How recover economy from the Indonesian campus, docent campus, and student from Indonesia to recovery economic. So it is important for us collaboration with the other. And you know, we have collaboration too with the it's called in international term is called is unique. Yeah, we have with the industrial and then the uh, business board, etc., etc. So we also collaboration with the Indonesian called is the Halal Center, because in the world we have a trend with lifestyle of a Halal Center, lifestyle of halal style. Yeah? Every run the world like that, and Indonesia prepared for it. And then ADRI have collaborated with the Ministry of Mora. Yeah, it's called the Mora Ministry of Religions Affairs. We have collaboration with them. With the train of the halal product, yeah, halal product. That is one of our concern to recover the economic by halal approach. And then the other is we have to make a publication. And then, as you know, in Indonesia, we have to experience to publishing with the index by international reputation, indexing like Scopus, TUAG, etc., etc. So it is enough high expectancy from this country, and our policy in ADRI, we make ADRI International Journal Series. We already published it at 2017, and then we will, after pandemic, we will publish again in this month, and then the February, all of the journal will publish. But as you know, it's international journal. There is a concept of home state, and then every academic or every department or scientist, it is consists of 4 countries. So with that background, we collaboration with Cecf, and then we do hope from American society or American community, we have a lot of access with the other country, will join with us to become a board, to become reviewer, to become author, to become author correspondence in order to run the Indonesian lecturer. As you know, we have 300,000 lecturers. All of them want to become a professor, full professor. As you know, we have assistant professor, and then associate professor and full professor. And one more is like Abdul Wahid Maktub is grand professor. Yes, because he has a lot of science. It comes from not only in a politics, but also in economic until to the defense. Yeah? There's a grand professor. So we have to write the article and then submit to the journal, and then the journal have to review by the foreigner. Yeah, foreigner from not only Indonesia, and then we will submit, and then we want to the letter of acceptance from the board, the address, and then etc., etc. And some universities give door prize. Yeah, like in my country, in my campus, every student, every docent, every lecturer have article with index by Scopus. We will give them 10 million rupiah. That is the important one. Okay, thank you, Prof. Bashar. Yeah,
Thank you.
and then my name is Ahmad Fatoni Rodi.
Nice
But,
meeting you.
yeah, but my complete name is not only Fatoni Rodi, but also Fatoni Rodi to Billahi Robba, Wabil Islam Medina, Wabil Muhammadin Nabiya wa Rasul. Thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you very much, Dr. Fatoni, for giving the introductory speech for our meeting today. And I would like to inform you that we also have another participant from another country. If I mentioned earlier, we have from Indonesia, and then we have from Malaysia, USA, and the Philippines. We also have participants from Nigeria. So thank you very much for joining us tonight. And now I would like to give a chance to Professor Mohamad Bashar Arafat to present our topic tonight or today in your time, that is partnering with Cecf for academic programs in USA and Europe. So now time is yours, Professor Bashar.
Thank you very much. May I, well, before I share my screen and the PowerPoint that I have prepared, I just would like to say, Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim, Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen, Afdalus Salati wa Tamut Taslim ala Sayyidina wa Habibina Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in wa man ihtada bihadihi ila yawmiddin. Rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wa hlul 'uqdatan min lisani yafqahu qawli. Jazakumullahu alfa khair. I'm really thankful to Almighty Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in this wonderful snowy day here in the Baltimore, Washington area to be with my dear brothers and sisters from Indonesia, the country that I love, the country that I have visited regularly since 2005 with different programs with the US Embassy. Also, thank you for giving an opportunity for our faculty member, Reverend Dr. William Ah, who had to leave, but we have other people with us from the faculty. I see a wonderful brother, Mark Danner. He will be speaking in a minute as well. And also we have Kimberly King, and we might have Gracie from Washington. I really would like just to say that I have prepared this presentation, and I wanted to just ask that please, for those who have joined this group before, forgive me if they are going to see the presentation again, but this is a different kind of presentation from before. You are here in Columbia, Washington area. We are only maybe less than 40 miles from the White House here outside, and hopefully one day you are going to visit our center here. And just quickly, the Civilizations Exchange and Cooperation Foundation was founded in the year 2000 after working for almost 10 years with Johns Hopkins University as a campus imam, and also as a professor of Islamic studies and Islamic civilization and the Middle East for almost 10 years, from 1990 to 2000. And I really realized that we as Muslims in America, we are lacking a cultural exchange organization. We are lacking an organization that connects American universities with universities in the Middle East, in Africa, and in Southeast Asia. So I started that when I was at Johns Hopkins University, and also when I was the adjunct chaplain at Johns Hopkins Hospital. And working there really taught me a lot of things. I'm a graduate of the Islamic University in Damascus, Syria. My Sheikh, rahimahullah, the Grand Mufti of Syria in the 80s, he used to tell us that if he spoke English in 1966 when he visited America, maybe he would not have had come back to Syria, because he used to tell us that he felt that America is the place where du'at and imams and preachers, they have to really study and understand the American society and American culture and American history, which, by the way, at the Sharia University, where our great scholars like Dr. Saeed Ramadan Bouti, Al-Itter, Dr. Wahab al-Zuhaili, and others, they taught us the knowledge, which is wonderful. But I did not study at the Sharia University how to be imam in America, how to understand the American culture, how to understand the American history, the American Civil War. And in order to be imam in the Baltimore, Washington area, you are close from New York. What is the difference between being in East Coast versus in the Midwest versus in the West Coast in California? We didn't study about that, but we did study a lot about al-Mu'tazila. We did study about al-Firaq, all the divisions within the Muslim world. For the last 1400 years, but we did not study about the current situations in America, Islamophobia in America, and why the Islamophobia is happening. So since I came to be Imam at the Islamic City of Baltimore, really that was quite a journey for me. And after 4 years, I had to step outside the mosque and to be involved with different universities and teach. And then, you know, being at the hospital, Johns Hopkins Hospital, that introduced me to the whole concept of holistic medicine in Islam. You know, we read in the Quran all the time, وَنُنَزِّلُ مِنَ الْقُرْآنِ مَا هُوَ شِفَاءٌ وَرَحْمَةٌ لِلْمُؤْمِنِينَ وَلَا يَزِيدُ الظَّالِمِينَ إِلَّا خَسَارًا. But we read it, but we don't know also how to make this as conferences in different hospitals here in the United States, and to share with them about the importance of spirituality and medicine, the importance of spirituality and crisis. You know, we have a lot of people who are committing suicide here in America, and a lot of people committing suicide in Europe. What is the contribution of the graduates from Indonesia? And that was I will tell you about al-Bashir in a little bit, but that was my title for today. The role of Indonesian graduates in America, Europe, and Africa. So those graduates from Indonesia, I really would like to see them here in America. I really would like to see them in Europe. I really would like to see them in Africa. I really would like to see them involved in different aspects of our Quran. So before I go any further, I just would like to tell you that I have prepared for you this video that was taken when we were talking with the previous Indonesian ambassador. By the way, we just received a new ambassador from Indonesia. But this is the previous ambassador who was welcoming us to come to Indonesia and do our conferences, but unfortunately COVID happened and we could not go. That was just before COVID.
Well, we are honored and delighted to be with His Excellency, the Ambassador of Indonesia, and to talk about the importance of having the better understanding for a better world in Indonesia, and especially in Papua Island. And I myself, I was really encouraged by the words of His Excellency of bringing this conference to Indonesia and inviting participants from all over the world and from the UBW alumni in 68 countries to emphasize on the message of peace and reconciliation and collaboration, following on the footsteps of the Sultan and the Saint that happened 800 years ago. So once again, Your Excellency, thank you very much for hosting us, and we'll be honored and delighted to bring the conference to Indonesia.
Thank you, Bashar and Father Bill, for the visit to the embassy and for the plan of the program that you have in mind. Both that is already scheduled in the US, but also the program that we are planning to be held in Indonesia. And I think Indonesia has always been a shining example of people living in harmony, peace, and tolerance between religious followers and groups of different beliefs and religions. But at the same time, we also, as Indonesians, need to be reminded that such great values of humanity and belief in God should never be taken for granted, will happen automatically without us having further discussions, exchanges, and of course, investing in these values, especially for the younger generation, so that they will also cherish and enjoy their life in peace and harmony in this current situation, even in the most modern life that we have.
Thank you very much. Father Bill, you'd like to say something?
Yes, I also want to express my gratitude and sense of being honored by being received by His Excellency, and be encouraged by how we are of one heart and mind, and of the necessity of facing the challenges of diverse societies today, of how to find peace and stability and tolerance, and especially to teach the younger generations that a democratic society and a peaceful society is not something you can take for granted. You have to build it anew every generation, and we're committed to establishing programs that help people come together in the solidarity to do that, and I'm very grateful for giving us that opportunity.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
So thank you very much.
Thank you.
Look forward
So that was, let me
Thank
see, that took place in just before COVID. If I may, I would like to just start my presentation. And I really look forward for a wonderful interaction session with my dear, again, brothers and sisters who are coming from different universities all over Indonesia. I would like to give thanks to Adri and Dr. Abdul Wahid Maktoub. I would like to give thanks to the Indonesian Embassy in Washington for its support and help. I'd like to give thanks to Nahdlatul Ulama, our partners, and we had a wonderful MOU. Brother Dr. Marsudi Shuhud came here to our office just before COVID. I'd like to give thanks to our brother Yusuf Mansour, who also support our programs, and we are partnering with him, and the Islamic universities and the Pesantrans in Indonesia, who also signed with us many MOUs in the past. So really, I would like to talk about the importance of having global leaders versus local leaders, and adding various topics to the Sharia curriculums and subjects that is becoming a must today, because we always say that our religion is mercy for mankind, but the curriculums and the graduates of our different Sharia universities have to bring this mercy in practical programs and practical engagement with people all over the world in order to show the value of health, the value of life, the value of technology and social economical developments, and how to integrate that in their khutbahs, and how to encourage people to do business around the world in a successful way, and to be always up to date with all the new developments that's happening, whether in America or Europe or China or around the world, and especially now when it comes to artificial intelligence. So global leaders versus local leaders is to translate how the theoretical knowledge that you are studying and taking degrees to become practical. And that's where my experience over 30 years, here with different universities and different academic institutions that made the State Department to, ask since 2005 until now, if I can travel to different countries and speak about the experience of Muslims in America. So thank God for the last now almost 17 years I have been doing these programs since 2005 until now, and you are going to see my last program in Kenya. And that's where I really am trying to share right now this experience in the United States, working with universities, working with seminaries, working with synagogues, and to take the academic community from America to Europe, to Africa, and hopefully to Indonesia as well. So really, CECF do trainings, sometimes for imams, sometimes for priests, on how to conduct interfaith, how to listen to others, how to create programs in different countries, all of that guided by the verse in the Quran, وَجَعَلْنَاكُمْ شُعُوبًا وَقَبَائِلَ لِتَعَارَفُوا. We made you nations and tribes that you may know one another, or وَتَعَاوَنُوا عَلَى الْبِرِّ وَالتَّقْوَى. Collaborate with each other for anything that benefit humanity, and also how to get funding for these programs. Normally people are invited for different conferences, but it is about time also to teach the graduates how to also get the fundings themselves from the United Nations, from the World Bank, from different US embassies, from European embassies, from so many foundations around the world, how to write these letters and how to write these proposals. So we have, again, different programs, not only Sharia and religious, but also cultural, also medical, also legal with different school of law, and mostly business, and you are going to be introduced to that program. But in order to do all of that, you have to have English language and the culture of leadership, not only English language of how to get through the market and the airports and how to live with other societies, but also how to understand English for leadership and how to motivate the youth, how to conduct interfaith, and how to interact with each unique culture, locally or globally, and how to understand the issues today on a global level between Asia and America. And as you know, America just withdrew from Afghanistan. America now is in front of new challenges. We have here only not too far from here, where last year we had insurrection and people attacked the Congress. We have now some people who are talking that, you know, God forbid that we are about to enter a civil war here in America. So we have so many challenges facing us. And then you have all of these negative talks in Europe and in other countries. So that's where the graduates from Indonesia, the graduates from Malaysia and other countries, they really need to be prepared for the new global challenges in order to be peace building, and not only peace building, but also peace builder and peacekeeper and peacemaker, in order to have that kind of global cooperation. This is just some of these programs that we have done in the past with Al-Azhar since 2001 until COVID. This is the first delegation who came in 2011. And we have a very strong collaboration with Dr. Ahmad Al-Tayyib, the Sheikh of the Grand Imam of Al-Azhar. This is with Hamza Yusuf and Zaytuna College in California. This is the training for the graduate of Al-Azhar when they come, and funded by different US embassies. We take them to different conferences like this one in Boston, the American Academy of Religion, which is the most and the largest conference in the world talking about religious studies that is held every year in November. This is their graduates when they graduate. Those are Al-Azhar. I'm just giving you a sample. This is the programs that we do in Central Asia, in Kyrgyzstan with the Grand Mufti, who, by the way, they came twice, and he was one of our alumni. And here, of course, we do these programs in collaboration with the US embassies in all of these countries, because we are proud to be American Muslims, and we are proud to be Muslim Americans who are trying to reach out around the world. And of course, Kyrgyzstan, Kazakhstan, Uzbekistan, the places where, you know, Imam al-Bukhari, Imam Muslim, we have all of these great history. And it is about time for also universities in Indonesia to connect on an academic level with Central Asia. This is the grant we got from the US Embassy, and that's the US ambassador here with one of our students, and here with this Kyrgyzstan university while we are signing MOU with them. This is the delegation who come to the United States and they visit different universities. This is a sample of this delegation from Kyrgyzstan, and we take them to different places, churches, synagogues, universities, think tanks in Washington, as well as this is just a sample of the training that we do for European imams. And this is the training we do for also law enforcement in different European countries. This is a sample of the program that we have done as a training for the Italian army when I was doing program with the US Embassy in Rome. And this is the delegation we take with us from different seminaries and different universities in the United States. This is their educational and academic program in Morocco. That's again just before COVID. And here a reception by the American ambassador here who is hosting them. This is the programs here. This is with my own camera with the Pope Francis and the Grand Imam when they signed the Human Fraternity document, because we are involved with the Vatican. And now we have a program coming up in March, in 2 months, with John Paul II, the Center of John Paul II in the Vatican, partnering with us and all their fellows and alumni and graduates in the United States. And you are all invited to attend that program. Of course, we work also with youth from 75 countries because of our programs with the State Department. And this program, we call it Better Understanding for a Better World. And that's where the ambassador was hoping to bring this program to Indonesia. This is again the training for Kazakhstan's delegation. We have a strong programs in Kazakhstan, which we pray right now for peace and security and tranquility in their country, which is witnessing some turmoils right now. This is the training in Kazakhstan for these academic religious institutions. And this is our programs for them when they are visiting the United States and attending our conferences. And this is the conference that we have done for Central Asia with the grant from the US Embassy, as you see the US Ambassador here. And also, this is a program we do in Washington. This is in the Washington area at the Catholic University of America. You can see the Catholic University of America. And that's the ambassador of the Pope. And Mark Danner was with you, and he will join something about that. This is the last program we did in Kenya. And I really feel that graduates from Indonesia and Malaysia and Thailand and the Philippines, they should also do business programs and different kind of academic exchange or cultural exchange. And I mean, unfortunately, when I go to Kenya, when I go to Uganda, I don't see Indonesians. But do you know who I see? A lot of Indians. And then I say to myself, why only those Indians, they are having all of these amazing, successful businesses? Where are the people of Indonesia? 280 million? Okay, but where are the graduates also there? This is the program, one of these programs that we have done a few months ago at Drake University, an outreach in Iowa, Des Moines, Iowa, with the interfaith community, with the universities, and with the students. And this is the faculty, some of our faculty at the synagogue where I spoke on Saturday at their Shabbat dinner. This is in Germany just a few months ago. And that's the Indonesian ambassador who attended the Religion of Peace conference and Bring for Peace in Lindau, Germany. And by the way, now they are funding our conference that was supposed to be held in March within 2 months. We hope that COVID and Omicron is not going to be a problem, but they committed to support and fund this 2 days or 1 day conference in Germany. And this is with the United Nations, with the Secretary General of the Religions for Peace, and this lady, Deputy Secretary General. And this is our, main goal, the global leaders versus local leaders, and how to graduate global leaders, and how to give this opportunity for the Indonesian embassy, Indonesian universities to partner with us, not only between America and Southeast Asia, but also to take students from Southeast Asia, from Indonesia, to Central Asia, as well as to Europe. And the role of religious freedom today in Indonesia, and how to use that in order to have these programs, whether it is in person or virtual through Zoom. So this is really where I would like just to share with you how we did this program with Al-Farabi University in Kazakhstan, and they had this now center here for them. And Cecf is delighted to do the same thing with the Indonesian universities in the Washington, DC area. This is the agreement and the partnership with Al-Farabi University. This is just a sample. So we are really a bridge between the universities in other countries and the universities in the United States. And as I'm ending this, I just would like to share with you about some of our programs that we have designed for the intellectuals like this one, to invite intellectuals from Indonesia, Malaysia, in order to interact with different universities. This was, made for rectors and vice rectors, Muslims in America, community leadership, interfaith, professional educational exchange opportunities. This was, made available in order to, again, establish this kind of collaboration. We'll be delighted to share this program. We call it International Observers Program. The program objective to gain deeper understanding about religious and cultural pluralism in the world today, as well as life of Muslims in America, and the contribution between the community in the United States and community in Southeast Asia, and give the participants an opportunity to sign MOUs with different universities in the United States. I'm just going to run this just slowly. And we are delighted to have worked with the US Embassy in Jakarta since 2005 with different official speaker programs. And these are also some of these universities that we have signed MOUs with them in the past. And these are the topics of discussions. And these are the visits between Washington, D.C., Maryland, Virginia, and New York. And the universities where they will be visiting is Georgetown University, George Mason University, Johns Hopkins University, and so on and so forth. And this is the bios of the faculties who are conducting this program. And Reverend Bill spoke to you at the beginning before he left today. And this is our other faculty member, Robert Stuckey, Dr. Sahar Khamis. She is American Egyptian, but she is the professor in the Department of Communication at the University of Maryland, College Park. This is Dr. Susan Douglas. It was a little bit early. She could not join with us today. And this is Gracie Davis. She has spoken here before. And this is Kimberly, who is available to say something. And she will be sharing her views in a few minutes. And those are the staff, Mackenzie Bills, who came to Indonesia and met with Dr. Lopez, I guess, from Sharif Hidayatullah University, I guess, and Dominic. And this is the visit by Papi Rufaida from the Indonesian Embassy in Washington. And she is the educational and cultural attaché. Unfortunately, after her visit, when we tried to start the program, COVID happened and we could not take the delegations or welcome people from Indonesia. But we look forward to continue what we wanted to start doing right after the COVID and the travel becomes possible, mainly about those different topics as well as different issues. In closing, if I may just share with you the programs that we are doing right now for educators and for university students, like this one right now. We call it Washington Academy. And this is a program could be done over Zoom and virtual. And this is the program, Washington Academy for Leadership Development. over Zoom, they will be visiting different places. And we have also the other program for English language and culture. The same also, we call it Washington, under Washington Academy. And if I may share with you also, we have another program is called the Culture of Global Business. And if I may share that with you. Can you see my other screen or no?
Not yet, sir.
Not yet, okay. This is a very, very important program. We call it the Culture of Global Business. This will be for universities who are interested in the whole concept of global business. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, so this is a program. It's called Understanding the Culture and Tradition of Global Business. And this, the participants from Indonesia will be interacting with 3 segments of people in Washington, D.C., in New York, in Texas, and in California, with all of these universities in those 4 states. To expand your business, you have to be aware of the issues that might have impact you on the long run. Anyway, this is the program, and they will be meeting in the United States with corporate business leaders. And I'm talking like Bank of America, for example, the banks, the financial sectors, the commercial companies, and the corporate offices of like Walmart, Cisco, Facebook, Google, the Silicon Valley, and then the industrial companies and corporate offices of like McDonald's, Pizza Hut, Burger King, just for them to understand the opportunities and the struggle they go through. And then the legal and the international legal firms who deal with the law with all of these issues. And then they will meet with governor sectors, such as the Department of Treasury or the Department of Commerce. And of course, this is there, the Chamber of Commerce of different regions around the world and how to do business with them. This is, by the way, it's all active, websites. If you click on any of them, you will go to different kind of websites. For example, if I will click here on the National U.S. Arab Chamber of Commerce or European American Chamber of Commerce, that's which is in New York, or U.S. Africa Business Center, or U.S. ASEAN Business Council. Then let me click on that one since I'm talking to people from Indonesia. If I click on that, let me take you to their website. And this is their website. Can you see the website?
Yes, I can see that, sir.
So I'm just showing you like how to train people to understand the whole concept of doing business between America and ASEAN region. Again, this is just to give you an example of the kind of websites and they go through. The other thing, if I just go back to the program, they will be meeting in the United States. In addition to the universities, they will be meeting with local diverse communities. As you know, here in the Baltimore, Washington area, you might come across 90 nationalities from people from all over the world. So really, that's very important for them to understand the cultural differences of doing business. And then they will be having some receptions with different different embassies here every day in order to understand how to do business with all of these regions. And of course, they are not going to visit everything, but I'm just showing you the sample of this program. So the last thing I would like to say that we are delighted to establish here in the Washington area, the School of Religious Diplomacy for Leadership Development and Global Cooperation. But before I talk about that, I just would like to invite my dear brother, Mark Danner, just to add his reflection. And if he is kind enough to introduce himself first. Please go ahead, Mark.
Thank you. Can you hear me okay? Just a quick sound check.
Yeah, you are excellent.
Very good. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Greetings, everybody. I am a member of the CECF faculty. I've known Imam Bashar since I heard him speak at a conference in 2016. And something happened at that conference that was very unusual. I've been to many conferences, many speakers, but what I heard in Imam Bashar was a man not only talking about programs, projects, organizations, which we have so many of in the Washington, D.C. area, but he used a word that very few program organizers use, which is spiritual. His position was one of a man of faith, that God was building and working in his programs. And I have seen that. And you have seen it too, because Indonesia and the people of Indonesia have welcomed Imam Bashar in a way I have not seen anywhere else in the world. It's been amazing. And I think that's because you too have seen what I've seen in him and the CECF staff, which is a deep wisdom, a deep love for what they do, a piety, and a recognition that service and care and attention to the other is so important. So what I see with these programs, and I've participated in visits with the Al-Azhar delegation, including Christians from Egypt, so it's Muslims and Christians to the Catholic University. I've spoken at interfaith conferences with Imam Bashar. I have seen his attention to the other, meaning he is always so curious to learn from you, from me, from others. So it is really an exchange. And that is true of his approach and his methodology. I would just add two areas of interest, historical and business, that we share. At two conferences, Imam Bashar and I spoke about the historical importance of the encounter in the 13th century in Egypt between Saint Francis of Assisi and Sultan Malik al-Kamil. This is a very, very important historical event and a model for relations today. The other one is an area as a business consultant and advisor that I speak a lot with Imam Bashar, is how to involve corporations and get the kind of commercial, industrial, business engagement with our work. In America, we have corporate social responsibility that companies engage in, CSR, corporate social responsibility, which it means that they seek to contribute to society, to building positive programs. And we want to engage more and more corporations as we also work with universities. So this is one of my goals, is to help CECF grow, and then also to build the kind of relations with Indonesia that are amazing, really, to bring you to the US and bring us to Indonesia to share. So thank you.
Mark, would you please introduce yourself and what you do?
Yes, so I am a businessman and consultant. I have worked in Egypt in building bridges of business. I'm also a cybersecurity expert. I work with artificial intelligence consulting and virtual reality. We have a small company that I am a teacher, educator on cybersecurity. I'm also the third generation in my family to have begun my career in the Arab world. My father, who was rahmatullahi, may he rest in peace, was a professor of Islamic studies and Arabic. My grandfather on my mother's side was the head of the French government's relations with the Ministry of Awqaf in Morocco. I was born in Morocco, so I was also the third generation to begin my career in the Middle East. So a lifelong interest and passion for building relations, especially between Christians and Muslims. And I'm a member of the International Catholic Lay Movement, Communion and Liberation, where we have been very active in cultural exchange events as well throughout the world and with the Arab world as well.
Thank you very much. I don't know if Kim is available. Kim, can you just introduce yourself?
Assalamu alaikum, everyone. I won't take much of your time, but my name is Kimberly King. I'm the programs director here at CECF, and we are delighted to meet with you virtually for the time being, and we hope that we'll be able to continue the dialogue and build relationships with each of you for future programs. I did share our email address in the chat box. We'd love to hear from you. Please reach out to us with any interest you might have.
What do you do with CECF?
As I said, I'm the programs director, and we have programs for a very diverse group of people. We have programs for youth, programs for teachers, program and educators, programs for religious and community leaders. We have programs for young professionals. So if you have an interest, we have a program for you.
And your background, quickly?
I'm originally from Ohio. I spent 4 years in the US Army. My professional background is in business, and I'm delighted to be here with you.
Thank you. We are honored to take questions from our amazing participants in Indonesia. And if they would like to introduce themselves and ask any questions, we are here delighted to answer.
All right. Thank you very much, Prof. Bashar, for your wonderful presentation. And also to Mr. Mark Danner and Ms. Kimberly King, thank you very much. And now, as Professor Bashar said, he would like to take questions from you. So, ladies and gentlemen, Bapak Ibu sekalian, jika ada pertanyaan, silahkan mengajukan secara langsung, ya, karena mungkin ini adalah sebuah kesempatan yang langka, ya. This is a quite rare opportunity for all of us. Although after this you can ask questions through emails or WhatsApp, but having question directly like this, it's very valuable, of course, ya. Oke, ini ada our president, ya. Raise hand, Pak Fatoni, Dr. Fatoni. Alright, I will give a chance to you. Silahkan, Bapak.
Okay, thank you, Professor Imam Bashar. Ya, Bashar is big in Indonesia. Yeah, Bashar
Terima
is
kasih.
Professor Mark Denner, and Ibu Kimli. I just make a concrete our program. As you know, in a student exchange or from Indonesia and America, in the last year, it is not recognized by credit point. Yeah. But now, all of our activity for those and for lecturer, it is available recognized by point. And then student recognized by point, credit point. So it is a very, very interesting for me to make a program in SAP soon as possible to America. But and you know, a lot of Indonesian lecturer, they have a budget because they have a lot of fee from government, and one of them have a lot of budget for the go to the United States of America. But sometimes we have a problem about the visa, especially the name, like Arabic name, like my name. My name Ahmad Fatoni Rodi. It is not Indonesian. There is a very, very Arabic name. Yeah. So I hope JASV can help me to make a visa like that, especially from Indonesia. It is the first question. And then the second is, I do hope we can collaboration for the teaching. So we can collaboration with the special independent studies curriculum, and then the lecturer come from your society, your community from Cecf, and then maybe every Saturday and Monday we can open this classroom online, yeah, and then with your community and our student in Indonesia. As you know, ADRI have a lot of collaboration with the universities around Indonesia. You know, in Indonesia, we have 5,600 university. Very, very big university in Indonesia. With a 300,000 lecturer. They need a foreigner experience. They need an international experience, and they want to become a visiting professor in America, because there is the condition of the professor, full professor, for full professor point. So I do hope we can join all of our development curriculum in Indonesia with your America, and then the teacher can join too, and then we will make a collaboration in international culture in our campus in Indonesia. And then the last is, I have collaboration with the Majelis Ulama Indonesia, Indonesian Community Ulama. And as you know, I'm a part from NO2. ADRI and UMAHA have assigned MOU with Majelis Ulama Indonesia forward for make a department of Sharia economic. But they want to, they already joined with the Sharia or Islamic studies in Indonesia. But as you know, in Indonesia, we have a two type of university. The first is Islamic studies, and then the other is general studies, like technical, economic, etc. So the MOE want to make a new curriculum syllabus come from the general university, not come from the Sharia university. So I do hope we can join about that. We have the graduates, postgraduate, doctor, PhD graduates. And then I'm a OTW in for Jakarta to make a collaboration and to make a concrete about the syllabus. But it is very interesting if we have collaboration about it from you for a community like that. Okay, thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullah. Let me just tell you that this organization here, Civilizations Exchange and Cooperation Foundation, this one here has been doing programs for delegations coming from different countries through the State Department. And that's what you need to keep in mind before you go to the US Embassy in Jakarta. It will be, I think, much better if we can have this kind of communication. We know exactly who is coming. We know exactly for how long. And then we will send you an invitation letter from Civilizations Exchange that in the United States, Civilizations Exchange is responsible for you or for whoever is going to come through you. Based on this, you will take a letter from us, and then you will take it with you when you are going to have the interview at the embassy. So that is very important because the US Embassy, they need to know, okay, when you go to America, who's responsible? So anyway, I'll be delighted to talk with you more about these logistics. And for us to speak with the US Embassy before you go to the US Embassy, that we have this kind of collaboration, and we as CECF are responsible for those who are going to come. We are responsible for them when they come, and we are responsible to make sure that they are going to leave. They are not going to stay in America, because the whole issue is a little bit sensitive. So I think you need a co-sponsor here in the US, and we will be delighted to work with you. And once we have all these details ironed out, we'll be delighted to speak with the US Embassy in Jakarta that this is an academic exchange programs, and CECF is responsible for their stay here in the United States, from the hotels to the transportations. I mean, the embassy just would like to know that you are coming back and you are not going to stay. Plus, they need to know what are you going to do in the United States. So once everything is clear, that will be much easier for the visa. In addition to that, in my next visit to Indonesia, inshallah, we'll be delighted to have a meeting with the embassy and also explain to them that this is an ongoing program. Now, this is for the in-person exchange, but like I shared with you, Washington Academy, that could start next week, the virtual programs, and we'll be delighted to talk more about that.
All right. Thank you very much, Prof. Bashar, for your response to Dr. Fatani's question. Now, I would like to have perhaps other questions or thoughts from the other participants. Mungkin ada pertanyaan atau pemikiran yang mau disampaikan. Okay, we have Ibu Umi Zakia. I believe she's from Universitas Brawijaya, because yesterday we met in another seminar, ya, Ibu Umi.
Yes, yes.
Silakan, Ibu.
I am. Yeah, thank you so very much for Aulia for the opportunity for me to have direct questions, direct communication with Prof. Bashar Arafat. Professor Bashar Arafat, thank you very much for your enlightenment of informations and insight of what is the CECF itself. It is very surprising for me that what CECF has done so far, and it was really very important for me to to accept or to understand all this program itself, because it's really so sudden. I am from Umi Zakia from Faculty of or Department of Aquatic Resource Management from Brawijaya University, and I was invited by Dr. Aulia Lukman in this meeting. I was still very surprised of the information that I got tonight. Besides of all those
way or surprised in a negative way?
Of course, in a positive way. Surely, certainly in a besides of all those standard and technical procedures that later on we should have when we have a corporations, maybe I will ask far before that could happen. For instance, like myself, I have a scientific background. So in the meantime, I heard that from all of your informations that you have sort of like religious science and business and so on, whether there will be possibility for us like from scientific background to have a cooperation with CEF itself, and in what matter this cooperation will be. And of course, in terms of like when we talk about or discuss about funding, whether this is just one side funding, like from the government of United States government, or there will be should be. Yeah, I mean the funding itself, is it just from US side, or whether there should be like another should be partnership with Indonesian governments, like something like that. So I will be thankful if you can probably give us any more exact answer on that. And yeah, since I am also a lecturer, whether there's possibility for us to join in this program, cooperation program that you offer. And one more thing is, you know, that in this pandemic situation like this, you mentioned about virtual program, which is, I believe it will be more easier for us to do this program or apply or join whatever this program might be. Then what sort of what do you call it, level that we can get from this program? Is it kind of a degree or probably only certificate, or yeah, it might be like something like that, because you know that every act that we have as a lecturer, probably the point will be useful for us, for our university in a certain level. Thank you so much. I hope you can give any broaden answer on my questions. Thank you. Thank you very much, Prof.
You are welcome. I'm just sharing with you some of our graduates who attended our UBW conferences. And just to quickly talk a little bit about the funding. It depends if we are welcoming a delegation through the US Embassy. And we have worked with 14 US embassies, 14, by welcoming delegations from them to the United States. All of these pictures you have seen, those are funded by the US embassies. Sometimes the government like Indonesia or others would like to send, and they will be responsible for the financial expenses. Right now, we are doing a program with Dr. Maktoub only for rectors and vice rectors of different universities for a week here in the Washington area, Baltimore, Virginia, Maryland. They are taking care of these expenses. But as far as the Washington Academy, they will get a certificate from us. We have our faculty who is teaching. If they would like to get also a program with other American university, and they would like to register with them through us, then there will be also extra fee for this university and for the official program with them. Currently, we are partnering with 3 universities. University of Maryland, Baltimore County, and also with Loyola University. This is the university with Loyola, if I may share with you the programs that we have done with their teachers just recently. I'm just trying to share with you the picture for their students when they visited. Actually, I visited their university. This is Loyola. Can you see the picture? Now?
Yes.
Okay, starting to see it, yes.
Okay, this is a class I'm teaching in Notre Dame University. This is not Notre Dame, this is Loyola. Loyola, you know, is not too far from Notre Dame, but this is a Catholic university. Now we are doing programs with them. We have a program coming up in Andalusia, Spain, in Granada and in Cordoba. And we have a program with them in Morocco, and we have a program with them in Rome. The other program where your students can also participate is this. If I may share this, what we call American European Summer School. I don't know if I spoke about it before or not. Did I speak about the American European Summer School?
Perhaps not yet.
Not yet, okay. Let me share this program. And your students can come and join us directly in this program in Europe. This is here. Can you see my screen?
Yes, yes,
Okay.
you can.
So this is the American European Summer School for Peace, Reconciliation, and Leadership. It's a 1-week intensive program in Cordoba and Granada, but we have done several other programs in Europe. This is a delegation from Belgium when they visited us in Washington. This is our meeting, me and Kimberly at the US Embassy in the Netherlands, because they sent us also a delegation. This is the program. We'll be delighted to send you this program, and your students can join us in Europe, either in the Netherlands when we do a program in the Netherlands, or a program when we do this program in Spain. This is here our partnership with the Catholic University. They call it KU Leuven, Catholic University Leuven in Belgium, in Brussels. And that's my talk there. And this is my program with the US Embassy in the Netherlands here. This are from the embassy. This is a talk inside the embassy. This is the American ambassador attending my sermon here at the Blue Mosque in Amsterdam. And let me see. Now, if you click on that link, you will go straight to right now what the US Embassy let me share with you that the US Embassy already having that on their website. Can you see my screen?
Yeah.
Okay. Embassy and Consulate in the Netherlands, until now, they have this program on their website. And the importance of this program. Because again, CECF have done several programs, again, with 47 US embassies. Again, your students can join us directly in this program. And lastly, if I may share this video, it's 1 minute from the, he is the president of the Board of Rabbis before in Washington, DC. He attended our courses here for the clergy. Listen to what he said at the end of the course.
Rabbi Doug, it was a pleasure to have you in our Al-Bashir courses for clergy a while ago, but would you like to say anything for other clergy from the Jewish faith to take these courses?
Yes, I was delighted to participate. It was a wonderful experience. It was the first time I've ever had an opportunity to engage in some regular Quranic study. In the past, in say religious studies classes, most of my learning was based on secondary sources. But here was a chance to dive in with, of course, instruction and insight from you, Imam Bashar, to study Islam more from the inside, and to especially focus on the connection between the Prophet Muhammad and the other religious communities, the Jewish and Christian communities of his day, and to sort out their relationship, to sort out some of the statements that sometimes, for example, are seen as statements of that could be understood as violent or particularly competitive, and to find other ways of understanding those, either by historical context and by other interpretations. It was amazing to see. I remember one teaching that you gave that I especially liked was that I had not heard before, was a statement from the Prophet about how if we are to compete, meaning between these different religious traditions, it should be competing, racing to do good. And I thought that's a wonderful thing. Not that we have to compete, but that is the only proper goal. That is the only proper goal between these communities. And I thought that was really beautiful.
Well, you are welcome, and thank you very much. And it's a pleasure to have you before and now in the future.
Thank you.
Thank you. Assalamu alaikum.
What I wanted to say is, where are the graduates of Indonesian universities, 5,600, also to interact with universities in the United States, in universities in Europe, universities in Africa, universities in Central Asia? That's what I'm really promoting, because I have visited Indonesia so many times. The kind of practice of Islam in Indonesia, I didn't see it in any other country. The kind of welcoming, the kind of peaceful coexistence, harmony, like why you are keeping it for yourself? Why you are not sharing it with others? But also you have to speak their language, and then you have to understand their culture.
Okay.
I'm sorry, you are muted.
Ya, Ibu Umi, ada tanggapan?
Yeah, thank you very much, Prof. Bashar. Yeah, hopefully that in the futures there will be an opportunity, a very good for us opportunity to join your one of your program.
You are welcome.
Yeah, and probably if you wouldn't mind, send us your whatever information or contact or even website or whatever, that we can proceed with looking at it and study it, and probably later on try to.
If I may ask my dear brother Aulia Luqman to forward the bio that has all the contact information. Can you please, Luqman, forward it to all the participants today?
Okay, but
thank you.
I haven't got your very last file that you shared today.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you have it, right?
I haven't. Could you please send me? And I will to spread your file to participants.
I did send it, but I will forward it one more time.
Okay.
I see somebody else having his hand open, Kartiko.
Oh yeah, but before to Pak Kartiko, sebelum ke Pak Kartiko, we have question in the chat Zoom. This is from
Thank you.
Hendra Zakaria. How to join this program? whether it has to be from Islamic campus students or the general public who want to learn about leadership in America. Please, sir.
We would welcome their participation, even the general publics, they can participate, but we appreciate if they can register through one of these universities. They don't have to be students there,
Okay.
but we would welcome to get their application through the university that we are partnering with.
All right, thank you very much. So I believe that will also answer the question from Bapak Adi Lesmana. He's from the oldest Buddhist campus in Indonesia, Sekolah Tinggi Agama Buddha Nalanda, and also the question from Ibu Lucia Anto from Poltek Kelautan dan Perikanan. Yeah, okay. Thank you very much. So I would like to give a chance to Pak Kartiko from here, South Sumatra. Silakan Pak Kartiko.
Okay, thank you for Mr. Aulia Lukman Aziz. Salam kenal Pak Aziz, Pak Lukman.
Ya, salam kenal Bapak.
Ya Pak, maaf, saya ingin ke Mr. Bashar ya, Al-Bashir Cecf ya.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mr. Aulia Lukman Aziz, for your co-host in here. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. For this time, my name is Kartiko from local Regency Economy High Girls School, STIR, Sekolah Tinggi Ilmu Ekonomi Pak Lukman, Musi Banyuasin Regency, the city of the world capital of sustainable energy in South Sumatra. South Sumatra, Kota Palembang, Pak. So thank you all this time. I want to tell us how grateful I were to the support of even just being in this Professor Fatoni at this moment. Pak Fatoni, thank you, Pak Fatoni, in this schedule and collaborations. And then I thank you for all you all. I really appreciate it in this collaboration and can be realized. I just see the students on this picture, Andalusia program of the Mr. Al-Bashir, the speaker, Cecf, and Al-Bashir and team and partner. I appreciate it. With our work in this way, we can express our gratitude. The benefit of expressing gratitude we feel towards others, Mr. and how we can practice the entry of gratitude wills, learning to appreciate the positive emotions for me, the company in this meeting. Before this continue for Mr. Aulia Lukman, I prepare thank you from Prof. Fatoni, President Adri lecture, actually, of Republic Indonesia Associations, and thank you all of you association in this program. So I appreciate especially for Mr. Al-Bashir and Cecf. Actually, I just finished for my opening and my introducing that, but I only realize, appreciate of this collaboration can be realized. And I'm from a private university, and my background is an organization and school. We have here a faculty of economic and management for the corporation can be supported in Indonesia for my campus. This regional of Musi Banyuasin Regency. The capital, the call is what capital associated sustainable of energy South Sumatra, Mr. Thank you for the moment. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you, Pak Kartiko from South Sumatra, Palembang City. And if I'm not mistaken, he mostly appreciate the existence of your programs, yeah, Professor Bashar. So any comments for Mr. Kartiko?
We are really looking forward to partnering with him and his institution. And I would like to thank him for his kind comments. And I'm not sure if when I did my last program with the US Embassy in Jakarta, they brought me to Sumatra. But I hope that you can share with him our contact information. And I want him to know that I would like you to know that, you know, Al-Bashir here, Al-Bashir Seminary and Interfaith Center and Institute was established in 2014 to really provide extra curriculums for not only the imams or graduate of Islamic studies, but also graduate of Christian studies and Jewish studies and Buddhist and other religions, because civilizations exchange is really mostly dealing with cultural issues and global citizenship. So I thought, as Sharia graduate, unfortunately, we study Islamic studies, but we don't focus on the meanings of Surah Al-Rum. For example, when Allah says, Alif Lam Mim, غُلِبَتِ الرُّومُ فِي أَدْنَى الْأَرْضِ وَهُمْ مِنْ بَعْدِ غَلَبِهِمْ سَيَغْلِبُونَ فِي بِضْعِ سِنِينَ الْآيَاتِ. We don't ask ourselves why Allah said Alif Lam Mim, غُلِبَتِ الرُّومُ, and we don't say Alif Lam Mim, غَلَبَتِ الْفُرْسُ فِي أَدْنَى الْأَرْضِ. As you know, غُلِبَت is فعل مبني للمجهول. Why Allah chose to name Ar-Rum and not to name Al-Furs? I'm not here to talk politics, but I'm here to talk about why Allah called it Ar-Rum and He didn't call it Surah Al-Furs. For your information, I'm, as you know, originally from Damascus, Syria. I came here 31 years ago. But this war now that has been going on for more than 10 years in Syria, all the Syrian immigrants who wanted to get out of Syria, they went to Ar-Rum, what we call today Rum, Europe. They all wanted to go to Europe. They didn't want to go to Saudi Arabia. They didn't want to go to the Gulf. They didn't want to go to Qatar, because unfortunately, all of these countries did not welcome them the same way the European countries who gave them citizenship now, a lot of them have citizenship. But we have to ask ourselves in Indonesia, what are we going to provide the next phase of our global history now? And what kind of cooperation we want to have with Ar-Rum? Because for a reason, Allah called it Ar-Rum. And the interaction between the Muslims and Ar-Rum, you know, went up and down, sometimes peace, sometimes wars. The Crusades that happened 800 years ago, that was war. But for the first time in the history of interaction between Rome and the Muslims, now you have political asylum. Now you have waves of migration going all to Europe. Europe is changing today. And that's why you have Britain to exit the European Union. You know, they have the Brexit. Why? Because of this diversity. So I just want you to know one thing. Here in America, today is January 9, 2022. I can tell you, when January 9, 2023 comes, you are going to see a lot of changes happening in America. A lot of changes happening in America. And I know what I'm talking about because I'm listening to the daily news and I'm interacting with the people every day. My dear brothers and sisters in Indonesia, America is changing. Europe is changing. But is our mentality and curriculums are changing to accommodate the change globally? That's why we are having this Zoom call today. Thank you.
Thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you very much for your insights. It can be another reason why we should conduct interfaith and intercultural discussion between different parts of the world, including Indonesia, with Europe, with US, with Africa, and so on. I think this is a very great programs and looking forward to discuss more with your teammates, Professor Bashar. And I guess because it's a bit late here in Indonesia, and I believe that you will have another agenda today. at your time, so I will have to stop this meeting. But apparently, Dr. Fatoni would like to say something for the closing of this event today. Silakan, Pak Fatoni.
Yes, very interesting program from Cecf, especially for the rector and vice rector. I want to booking for that program. Only 100 rector and vice rector. Because, as you know, yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
Yes, thank you. There is in ADRI we have province 25 ADRI board, and then every province 4 rector. So it is available 100 rector and vice rector. So we booking now. What your program about that? But the thematic is only 3. The first is how the experience of United States in recovery of economy, and then recovery of lost learning, and recovery of the universities. There's a lot of universities in Indonesia, around 400 universities dying because of the virus pandemic. Okay, I think it is important one, and maybe if more from 100, we will charter about the transportation from Indonesia to United States. Okay, thank you.
You are welcome, and I really look forward to working with you and with ADRI. And again, these programs on Zoom can start right away with different universities. And please, 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 for those who are interested to know more about these programs, email us, and I'm sure that Kim put the email, or you have the email, but Kim, can you please put the email? She's in the other office.
Yes, she has. She has.
Can you please?
Email.
Okay, she did. Okay. And we are really looking forward to working with you. And I cannot tell you how much I'm so thankful for our faculty. I'm glad that Mark Danner was able to join us this early, and I'm sorry that we kept you a little bit late. Mark, are you still with us? Okay, so
yes,
definitely, are you still with us, Mark?
I'm here.
Okay, would you like to say a few words as we are closing?
Once more.
Many thanks. Many thanks.
We need MOU. Yeah, MOU with the United States. Yes.
Delighted to. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Mark.
No, just many thanks, and we listen and follow your wise guidance, and ask God to bless the change that you see coming. May we be part of that guided change.
Amen. Amen. I'm sorry, Dr. Fatani, you want to have something to say from ADRI?
Yes. As you know, we have already MOU to the others.
Sure.
But sometimes not in MOA. So we want this program based on MOU and MOA too in your institution and our institution in Indonesia. Okay, excellent. Like that. So inshallah, we go to the America, it's signed in a MOU or just to just MOU from Indonesia to America. Excellent. Okay, thank you.
Excellent. Here's Kim. She has something to say. Yes, Kim.
I just wanted to mention to everyone that I did put our email addresses in the chat box and I tried to respond to all the questions that came through. And our WhatsApp number is also there. I just sent that out due to a couple of inquiries.
Excellent. Thank you.
Excellent.
Thank you all very much for today. It was wonderful.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
All right. Thank you very much, Professor, Mr. Mark Denner, and Ms. Kimberly King for your presence today. And looking forward to have another collaboration and discussion between our two countries. Yeah, and as Ms. Kimberly King has mentioned that for those who are interested to follow up or work together with CECF, just send them an email and they will respond as soon as possible. So thank you again, Professor Bashar Arafat.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Dan saya kira ini adalah penutup ya dari acara kita malam hari ini. Mudah-mudahan memberi manfaat. Hopefully it can give useful information and benefits to all of you. Dan mudah-mudahan kita berjumpa kembali di saat-saat yang lain. Semoga sehat selalu. Have a nice day, Bapak Ibu sekalian. And mohon maaf jika ada kesalahan dari saya selaku moderator. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam. Terima kasih Mas Aulia.
Waalaikumsalam. Aulia.
Pak Tony semuanya. Profesor Bashar. Yang
Profesor Bashar.
Donald. Thanks so much. See you again next time.
See you. Insyaallah. Terima kasih Mas Aulia.
Terima kasih.
Terima kasih.
Terima kasih.
Foto, make foto. Make foto.
Karena pada saat dia bina yang keluarga bisa bentuk semen ya. Ngomong kau sama dia.
Terima kasih Bapak Ibu dari Adri, Pak Faton. Terima kasih Pak sudah memfasilitasi.
Terima kasih Pak.
Pak Lokman nggak bikin foto.
Oh foto.
Pak Lokman.
Sudah live ini.
Sudah live.
Would you like to take a picture with us?
Nggak bikin foto waktu ada.
Ya silakan mau screenshot, mau capture. Ini ada Miss Kimberly King still here with us.
Thank you, Miss Kimberly.
Oh, it's my pleasure. Thank all of you for being here and staying, and for asking so many wonderful questions.
Saya usul.
Yeah. I hope that in the future someday we will be able to work together.
Begitu kita bisa webinar rutin gitu. Tentu beda dengan yang biasanya. Karena ini
Miss Kimberly, Pak Aulia, I have to leave. Ya, ya, sama-sama. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi.
Terima kasih Pak Aulia. Jadi saya usul ada meeting rutin. Tapi karena ini bersertifikat Amerika begitu. Tentu kalau ada cas katakanlah 50.000 begitu ya no problem itu.
Ya,
karena
Pak,
ada
saya ngikut aja Pak. Ya,
jadi nanti
Pak Presiden saya.
Kita kumpulkan bisa untuk cari honor narasumber Amerika itu.
Oh.
Jadi tiap awal semester, awal minggu, hari Minggu pertama bulan hari Minggu pertama. Ya. I suggest for the meeting routine every Sunday or Saturday night in Indonesia, and then if it is routine, and a lot of personal or participant will be a lot, because our capacity participant is 1,000. I think it is very, very powerful in order not only docent, although for the student, because the target of our program is only student. We have a program, our country, our ministry, it's called independent studies. kampus Merdeka, kampus independent campus. So if we have for 1 year available of the round 12 meeting, so we can give them the score credit, credit transfer of credit, raw maybe 2 point for them. So I think we will plan about it. Thank you, Pak Lukman.
Pak. Siap, insya Allah. Terima kasih Pak Fatoni. Sehat-sehat Pak.
Alhamdulillah.
Oke, monggo. Nanti kita bisa diskusi lagi, insya Allah. Siap. Saya pamit dulu.
Sudah nyampe Jakarta.
Oh, udah nyampe Jakarta. Alhamdulillah. Saya pamit dulu, ya, Bapak.
Terima kasih.
Terima kasih, Bapak Ibu sekalian. Assalamualaikum.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.